How's it going, everybody? My name's Sam from Bandsmen Games, and I'm sure that a lot of you, like me, are currently quarantined, and you might be looking for some awesome free games to be playing during that time. Well, lucky for you, a lot of indie game developers saw the same need, and they've decided to make their paid games free for a limited amount of time. They're calling it the games to help you stay inside sale. Now, I played a huge selection of these games, and the vast majority of them are 2D, so I ended up boiling it down to the best 2D games of the quarantine style. Let's get started. If you're looking for a game that's just super mindless and relaxing, then the game for you is Shoes Garden by Blunderboffins. I was really impressed with Blunderboffin's work on this game. The game really has no point, but if you're looking for something to relax, this is the game for you. It's a super graphically pleasing game where you get to play as a whole array of lovable characters and explore a 2D world. There's different friends for you to meet, plants for you to eat, and objects to interact and experiment with. It's not often that a game this simple really pulls me in, but I got kind of addicted to this game while playing it, and just doing different experiments and interacting with different objects is super fun. I may or may not have accidentally murdered a giraffe by knocking him off a cliff at one point, but never mind that. I'd highly recommend this game if you're tired or stressed and you just need a game to relax and have fun with. Alright, moving on to the second game in our list and going to the opposite extreme. If you're the type of gamer that needs a super frustrating and challenging game to draw you in, this is the game for you. This game is Love by Fred Wood, and it's a super challenging 2D arcade style platformer with tons of traps, things to fall off of, and very few checkpoints. This game has 5 individual play modes, so there's arcade mode where you get 100 lives, easy mode for people like me that die constantly where you have unlimited lives, there's YOLO mode where, like the name suggests, you only live once, there's speedrun mode, and my personal favorite, arcade, which randomizes the levels and difficulties each time you play. If you're the type of person that likes to be intensely challenged by each level and feel that sense of accomplishment when you finish, then Love is the game for you. It had me raging and frustrated, but also curiously drawn in to the fun of the game and the challenging levels it presents. I'd highly recommend checking this out. As all the other games on this list, it is free for as long as this quarantine lasts, so I'd highly recommend you check it out. Okay, moving on to the third spot on our list. If you're like me and you don't have much game skill or just don't want to deal with the frustration but still want an engaging game where you have to use your brain, Which Way is the game for you? This is a game by Andrew Gleason. In this game by Andrew Gleason, you play as a witch and you can interact and cast spells on different objects to manipulate them through space to solve each puzzle and make your way to the end of the level. I'd highly recommend this game for anybody who's looking for an easy but engaging playthrough that they can use their brain on. I had a ton of fun playing this. A few of the levels really stumped me for quite some time, but it's super rewarding when you move through, and the frequent checkpoints stop it from getting too frustrating. Since there's no enemies or ways to die in this game, it's a great option for people who are looking for a challenging game that they won't get too angry at. And I'd highly recommend you go check it out while it's still free. Alright, moving on to our fourth game. If you want a game that just has huge worlds and awesome level design that you can explore for hours on end, you're looking for Super Skelemania by Ben Allen. This game was maybe my favorite to play on this list. It really drew me in and engaged me. The level design is absolutely massive. There's tons of new places to explore, enemies to avoid, and abilities to get in this game. You're basically exploring these levels, trying to find maps, checkpoints, and anything else that might help you progress to the next level. This game is surprisingly fun for how simple the mechanics are. Basically, all you can do is run, jump, hit stuff with your extra stretchy head, and glide. But as you progress through the game, you pick up more and more abilities as you find things, and you can find maps to help guide your way as well. This is one of the most balanced and all-around great 2D platformers I've ever played, and I'd recommend it to everybody out there, no matter who you are. Alright, moving on to our fifth and final game on the list, and also the only game that isn't a platformer. This is the most chaotic, intense bullet mayhem game. You know I had to include it. This game is Nuclear Throne by a game developer called Vlambeer. It follows in the footsteps of many other indie 2D bullet mayhem games, but what I like about this game is the unique game mechanic where you can choose one power-up to use and each one fits a different playstyle, so you can play like me and be a coward and crouch in the corners, or run out and blast every enemy at once. The other thing I really like about this game is that you have limited ammo, so it doesn't favor the spraying and praying method that so many people like to use in these games. My only complaint with this game is that there's no checkpoints as far as I could tell, so every time you die you go all the way back to the beginning, which was frustrating for me, but maybe that's just because I'm terrible at video games. Who knows? Anyway, I'd super highly recommend this game if you're looking for something super fun and engaging for you to play, or maybe something to occupy your kids for a while. It also has a co-op game if you're stuck at home with your family and want to include them, so I'd highly recommend it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it helped brighten up your boring day while quarantined, and if you like indie game related content, I make it all the time on this channel along with my co-host Ben, so definitely subscribe and leave a like on the video, and if you want to join me as I live stream multiple times a week, definitely turn post notifications on. See you guys next time, bye.